if we were to expand, you said the concept of helping people before and after leaving Islam and the unique way that you help them. Can you speak more to that? I'm curious at this point what it is that you feel you're, I guess, turning around, if you will, and giving back to others.
So what I'm giving them is the stuff I've been learning for 14 years about philosophy, um, and why it's different than what everyone else is doing. The standard thing that I see from everyone else is, and I'll just give one example to illustrate all of it. People will come into the ex-Muslim subreddit and say, "Hey, I'm an ex-Muslim, but I still sometimes, well, like when I hear some new miracle claim, I think, what if I'm wrong about Islam?" And then they have a panic attack. And the standard reply from ex-Muslims is to engage with them about that particular miracle claim, the details of it. And I think that's helpful on some level, but it's on the level of, and I give a metaphor for this now. If there's a child who's having some anxiety and fear, and then they suck their thumb and it relieves it, that's good. But hey, you need to evolve to something better than that. And that's what I've been telling people. And the evolution here is you need to learn some logic that would get you out of even giving a flying fuck about a new miracle claim because they're all stupid, even before considering the details. You need some scientific thinking. I'm trying to teach scientific thinking.
Okay.
Uh, I use the word philosophy, but you know, in my understanding of things, philosophy and science are the same thing, just given a different name by different people.
Mhm.
If to give everyone an example of something like this, just naming issues, the first physicist that we know that we call a physicist was Isaac Newton. But in that time, there's the term physicist didn't exist. He was called a natural philosopher. He's a philosopher that focuses on stuff related to nature. It's so I used to say philosophy first, science second. Now I say they're the same. Because here's one way to explain it. If there's any philosopher who's ignoring some of the stuff from that scientists came up with, so he's anti-science, that's a bad philosopher. If there's any scientist who's ignoring some of the stuff that philosophers came up with, and I mean the true things, obviously, I mean the true things, then that's not a good scientist either. That's an anti-philosophy scientist. You need to get the best ideas from invented by scientists, and I mean methodological ideas, ideas about how to judge ideas and how to create ideas. You need the best of these ideas from any field, regardless of what field it came from. Could be theology. And to change subjects now, and this actually comes back to something you said much earlier, which you didn't ask me about, but I wanted to be asked about it. Uh, if okay, think of there being a menu of things you can adopt in the realm of religion or competing with religion. So on my menu was Islam. I was born and raised in the US, so really on the menu should have been Christianity too, but I think the way I was seeing things was that really wasn't on the menu. What should have also been on the menu, and I blame school for this, is things like general things like, okay, so theology is competing with philosophy. In theology, they're talking about morality. Well, philosophy talks about morality. Theology is just philosophy with a there's also a God. Uh, if during school we should have been taught philosophy. That was the standard education for people in the West, at least for parents that had enough money to hire the right tutor. That was the standard education for people in the West going back to ancient Greece. Philosophy was the most important part. It was called the classical education. Every great thinker we know of went and did this classical education. Philosophy was the biggest part. You learn philosophy first, so you learn how to think, and then they give you physics, chemistry, biology, and everything else, and you're using your philosophy to judge those things. More accurate words I would use is epistemology, the study of knowledge, and morality, the study of how to live. People have different definitions. Metaphysics or whatever. I just care about epistemology and morality. If that was being taught to me in school, like people were getting prior to 150 years ago in the US, I think I would have left Islam way earlier. Because I would have seen it on the menu. And I would have seen, hey, at least consider it.
Yes.
The menu has nothing on it right now. Like if you're going through school and you just got your Muslim parents, people don't know about all this, I'm going to call it ancient knowledge that is very valuable.
Right.
You know, stuff Socrates said, very valuable today.